But that's just how some men are. They want what they want,
Well,
and when they get
will-
it, they go.
Men will pretend to be friends with
Yeah.
you for years. They will hang around for years.
Is it pretending to be friends?
Mm-hmm.
Or is
Yes.
it just like
If I
being
know-
your friend for the time being, and then when you get to that space, you want more?
If
For
I
the
like
time
you,
being there, because a lot of men, after you do the deed with them, they leave. So there's no time being. You are faking it.
especially because a lot of times when they've been hanging around for that long, they're resentful. They've been watching you dating other people, and now they get their opportunity, and they're like, "All right, bye."
Yeah.
Like, hi, I'm Faith.
Kaya,
Hey, I'm Nia.
and welcome to A Time Like This.
We're three young women with different backgrounds who have a common interest in life.
We may not have it all figured out, but who the heck does?
It may get a little bumpy along the way, but just sit back, relax, and catch a vibe. Hey guys!
Welcome back, y'all,
Welcome back.
to episode 6.
Our last episode of this season. We made it through.
So sad. Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
I know it was.
It was a lot of fun.
Right? I can't
Yeah.
believe we got through a whole season already.
Right.
I know. It was so juicy.
It really
Yeah,
was. Especially that last episode. Yeah, that last
that's my
episode was
favorite.
something.
Yeah.
I hope my topic this week can spice it up too.
Your
It's
topic
gonna
this
be
week?
spicy. It's gonna be spicy.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's good, sis? How's your week been going?
Let's start, Kaya.
Yeah.
Okay, my week was, what did I do this week? I don't remember. I don't know what I did this week, but my week was pretty chilled.
Yeah.
Yesterday I went baby shower shopping. Went baby shower shopping, so that was fun-ish. It was a lot of work.
When is the baby shower?
I'll tell you off camera.
They don't know where it is.
Right. It's not like
I
they're
know,
gonna.
but still, it's like, ugh. Okay, I guess I'll tell you. It's when is it? May 21st.
Oh, okay.
This week, first of all, I don't know if I can say this. It might be NDA, so I'm not going to talk about my job. But my job, we had a really good week this week. I just want to say that. And then I went to my first adult concert. I say adult concert because my first concert was Mindless Behavior. So that was like kiddie-ish.
So good.
Whatever. That was like kiddie-ish. You know, that was when they was popping or whatever. But my concert that I went to this week was, what was it? Drew Hills, Kiki Wyatt, and Tony Tone. And yeah, it was really fun. Like, I didn't expect it to be like that. I mean, I never went to a concert really like that before, so
Was it a bunch of old people?
it was.
Okay,
It smelled like
I was about to say.
It smelled.
it smelled like liquor, cigarettes, and kids in there. But it was really fun, though. It was really fun. They had like special guests, 2 Chainz in there.
Oh,
Who else was
okay.
in there? What's that guy for Love and Hip Hop? Dang,
There's many
Scrappy and
guys.
his cousin.
Don't look at me.
And he's cousin.
Dang, how did I forget his name? Young Jock. He was there. Yeah, all the good people was there. And then, you know, that's it. I really had a relaxing weekend except for that.
Except for what?
Except for the concert.
Oh,
It
that
was
wasn't
hype.
relaxing. Oh,
A concert
I
was
see what you're
relaxing?
saying. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was. How was my week? It's all a blur. It was good. I mean, I'm just excited that my graduation is this Thursday. We've been talking about this
Woo!
whole season. It's finally here.
Yeah.
I really liked our last episode. That was like
Yeah.
really
Yeah, it
good.
was so good.
I'm kind of still hype about that.
Me too.
We got a lot of like engagement from that one. Like people were really into that episode, so that was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to offend nobody. Go ahead.
We're about
my
to fight each
gosh.
other.
That was intense. But yeah, I mean, my week was nothing significant happened.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm excited for the coming week.
Yeah.
Yes, we have another concert coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
What's her name? I don't know
Snow
how to say
Allegra?
it.
Yeah,
Snow
Snow
Allegra.
Allegra,
I always
yeah.
want to say Algora for some reason, but
Well,
whatever.
anyway.
Is it spelled like that? I don't even think
I don't
it's spelled.
know.
We have that concert coming up, and then it's your graduation.
Yeah,
So that's exciting.
it's
Then
a fun
it's
week.
Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I know what you just
I
said.
said, let's get into today's episode.
That's a little better. Oh my gosh. Whew. Y'all know my first topic that I did before, you know, I was real choppy because I was so nervous. So
Oh, yeah.
we're going to see how this one goes.
Yes, tell us what's on your mind, girl.
All right. So my topic this week is friendships with the opposite sex.
Ooh,
Yes.
spicy.
Yes. Okay. So my first question that I want to ask y'all, I want to keep it simple for the first question. How do you feel about friendship with the opposite sex? And do you, was I too fast?
No.
And do y'all have any? Tell me about your opposite sex friends and how y'all feel about it.
How we feel about it?
Yeah.
You go first, Kaya.
Oh, okay, jeez. I shall take the floor. I do have an opposite sex friend back in South Africa, and honestly, I mean, I don't feel any way about it. Like, he's my friend, you know, there's nothing more than just us being friends.
Yeah.
In terms of him dating women, I always feel like I've been the kind of female friend that's very welcoming. You know, like, I always make you feel welcome, and because I know how it feels to date someone and then they have a girl best friend. It can be intimidating sometimes. You know, you don't really know the relationship, so you always look at it like, but is it like that though? Or isn't it like that? So I always just try to be nice. My experience when I first started dating Kenny, obviously, this girl over here was Kenny's best female friend, you know. And I was about to murder her.
Oh my god.
No, that's the truth though. Not murder her, but I mean, and Faith and I had this conversation before, you know. I had my own opinions and views on her, not because they were negative. I just didn't feel like they were welcoming, you know. And I was also very standoffish because I was very new to the country at the time. Like, I didn't really know anybody, and you know, I didn't know how people moved and stuff. So I was very like, I kind of like stepped back and like watched everything. And I think because I was that way, they were also like, yeah, I'm not gonna come in your space. So
Not Kaya answering all my questions.
Oh, sorry.
I asked one question.
maybe.
Well, I guess on a general basis, how I feel about friends with the opposite sex. I mean, clearly, obviously, I have friends. I'm friends with both of y'all's partners. But I think, for me, it's just, what am I trying to say? We can be friends.
Don't
but
hold
I
back,
don't
Faith.
Don't hold it, girl.
Right. I think it's just a different type of friendship. I don't think that my friendship with my male friends is the same as my friendships with my female.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of how yeah. That's just the gist of how I feel about it. It's just it's a different type of friendship.
What makes it different from your female friends?
I think that there are different boundaries that I have with my male friends. I wouldn't move the same way that I would with them. And if they get into relationships, our friendship also changes.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to be just out of respect. Like, if now you're in a relationship, I'm not about to be hitting you up 2:00 in the morning. What are we doing? Where are we going? Da, 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 you know, because I don't want to make your partner feel some type of way, you know, But whereas if I'm friends with you and you have a boyfriend, I don't care if I have to call you and I'm crying, I'm calling you. You know what I'm saying?
Not New York.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel a little bit different just because I don't really have that many guy friends. I really only have... Dang, I don't really have that many guy friends. But my closest guy friend, I don't know. I just feel like maybe I'm an overbearing friend or whatever.
Very overbearing. Jeez.
But I wouldn't change the way unless like... I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't
Wrapping over here.
Right. I wouldn't really feel like I need to change the way that, you know, I interact with him because he has a girlfriend, unless like she's come to me or he's come to me and they said they had a problem with it, you know, just because I'm a friendly person. Like, if he had a girlfriend, I'd probably be friends with her too. We all probably be friends at the same time.
I don't know,
like,
Neil.
why? I mean, like, it's not like I'm like, it's like, I feel like that's weird, a little bit weird, just because you treat your guy friends a little bit different than you treat your girlfriends. Like, you're all still friends. I mean, I understand that, you know, you're the opposite sex, but like, you're still my friend, and I feel the same way about you as I feel the same way about my girlfriend. And I wouldn't like lessen my friendship with my girlfriend because I got into a relationship. I mean, like, people are gay, people are lesbian. My boyfriend could feel some type of way about my hanging out with my girl because my girlfriend, because, you know, I'm a part of the community. So, you know.
Well, I wouldn't say I would change. I'm not saying that I would lessen the friendship. It's just that the boundaries are different because I wouldn't want to make your girlfriend feel uncomfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Kenny got into a relationship, it changed. The dynamic of our friendship changed. And it was...
I think it's just a respect thing.
Like,
what was y'all doing before that y'all think wouldn't be respectful?
The same thing as, like we call each other anytime. Like, yo, what are you doing? It's 2:00 in the morning. If I know Kaya's over there, Kaya would be kind of like, dang, like, why are these girls always hitting up your phone 2 in the morning? You're on the phone on FaceTime. You would be like,
after 12, that's okay. But any other time, I'm going to continue to call you like I used to call you.
You see, I don't know. There's just boundaries.
Yeah.
Like, there's boundaries for the relationship now, because at the same time, like, me as the girlfriend, if I have to approach you as the best friend and say, you know, like, we have to set boundaries, I'm kind of shaking everybody's relationship now, and it's gonna kind of be weird in a way, you know. So, but if you, Nia, set boundaries, we don't have to get to that point. So if you set the boundaries, you know, it never has to get to the point where people feel weird or people are ruffling each other's feathers, because even if you don't like that girl, you have respect for your friend and you looking out for your friend. And the minute you don't set boundaries, you causing problems in the future for your friend and his girlfriend. You're causing problems in their relationship.
I feel like it's all about trust, because I've been in a situation, I know what it feels like to be jealous of, you know, one of my boyfriend's, you know, girlfriends, and I know what it's like to not be jealous. Like, my previous situation, I was the most jealous B-word in the world. If he hung out with anybody, I'd be like, what are you doing? Who is she? It's just because it wasn't open communication, and I didn't trust him because it wasn't open communication. So whenever a new person came around, I'm just like, who the hell is that? But in the current situation I'm in right now, I just have so much trust in him. Like, when we first started dating or whatever, of course I'm gonna be like, who are all these girls? Because he has a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah, he does.
I'm like, who are all these girls? But when you introduce me to the girls, like, I knew y'all before we even started dating. So, like, when you introduce me to them and you're open with your communication and, you know, I know what's going on, then I'm going to trust you, you know. I feel like it's a little bit about trust, because if one of his girlfriends call him before 12, anytime before 12, you know, consistently, I'm going to be like, oh, what up? You know, I'm not going to be like, why you keep talking to her all the time? No, because that's your friend. You did that before me, so I don't expect you to change it after you get with me.
Yeah, but
because sometimes that can, like, dwindle the relationship within the friendship, and I don't want to cause into a friendship.
But in terms of, like, from the friend aspect, even regardless of whether my male friends are in a relationship or not, I'm not going to move with you in a certain way because I don't want to encourage those feelings. So worse yet if you are in a relationship, especially because it's not about you being insecure. You're a human being, and you're going to feel uncomfortable if I'm crossing certain boundaries. I'm all over your boyfriend and I'm calling all the time, and it's going to be like, girl, like, you're doing a lot right now. So just to prevent those situations, I would be moving differently out of respect for y'all's relationship.
Yeah. And I also, at the same time, like, yes, I can trust my boyfriend, but I haven't really built a relationship with his best friend yet, so I can only trust her so much. You know what I mean? So I think it's just all based on respect and respecting each other's boundaries and setting those boundaries before we end up in a dark hole.
Yeah, I think it might just be different for everybody, because I don't know. Coming from where I was and coming to where I am right now, it's just different for me. So I look at things in a different way. Like, if he had, I don't know, it's just different. If he had a best friend and the best friend was doing what the best friend was doing before I came in the picture, I'd be like, okay.
But you're thinking about it from the girlfriend's aspect.
I'm thinking about it from the best friend aspect too, because I'm like, with my best friend, my guy best friend, if he have a girl.
But what if she was like, I don't like how much she...
If she said that, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said in the beginning. If they addressed it to me in the beginning, or any time whenever they feel like addressing it, I will step back. You know, I'm not going to disrespect nobody after they blatantly told me, like, they don't like a certain situation, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like it shouldn't ever get to the point where they have to address you. Because
People
I
gotta
feel like that
communicate.
just makes it weird.
But why wouldn't you... Why not just keep that in mind anyway? Just
Because
out of respect.
In my mind, I'm not thinking like that. I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm around so much, she's going to get so jealous, just because I don't get jealous, so I don't know. It's just different for me. I just think different.
And that's totally okay, you know. For me, because
I ain't doing nothing. Like, we not doing nothing, and I can tell if it was like a friendship where in the past y'all did some crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was basically talking and was getting to that situation. But if it's a friendship that just never got to anything but friendship, then, you know, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is different for everyone. I don't mind having an opposite sex friend, but I just think it's just all about setting boundaries and respecting each other.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted on that issue of like, it really depends. I'd really have to see, because I'm not necessarily a jealous person, but you can kind of feel when someone likes the other person. You can sense it.
What do you mean likes?
Like, I can tell if my boyfriend has female friends. I feel like I'd be able to discern whether that girl has a crush on him or not.
Oh, okay.
And then if I'm picking up that she's a friend, I'd be like,
what about
I'm not gonna do
if
that.
you were the opposite? What about if it was the opposite?
If he felt like my male friends.
No, what if you didn't feel that way? If you didn't pick that up?
Then I don't care. As long as you're being, I don't care if you have female friends. I'm never going to come into a guy's life and be like, you need to drop that person. But as long as the relationship is respectful, you're transparent with me, there's boundaries there. Y'all aren't hanging out late at night together alone, whatever. Then yeah, whatever, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on from this one. Why do y'all feel like society paints a picture that women and men can't just be just regular friends, platonic relationships, whatever?
Go first.
Okay. This is why I'm conflicted, because I do think that there is some truth to that. Mm-hmm. If I'm being honest, I think that here's the thing. Mm-hmm. What I'm conflicted about is if I friend zone a guy and then we just end up being friends, it never goes that way. Are we genuinely friends, or are you just pretending? And I think that's why a lot of men have problems because with their girlfriends having male friends, because I think a lot of men know that men will stick around and pretend to be the friend when they're just lurking in the shadows waiting for an opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how. Are we really friends, or are you just pretending? That's the thing.
So you saying men only just be plotting?
I'm not saying that that's always the case. I think if he's really not attracted to you, then yeah. But I think that this is I think I think that it can be tricky. I think male and female friendships can be tricky. There really has to be no. My question is, are you my friend, or are you just pretending? That's all. That's how I feel about that. If I like a guy and he's not interested in me and I just hang around for years hoping that one day he'll notice me, am I really being your friend? Because I have an ulterior motive. Yeah. And that's my thing with male and female relationships.
I feel like that's so, I don't want to say that's rare because I don't know the science or the studies behind it, even if there are stuff behind it, but I just feel like that's so rare that somebody just ends up with you just because they're just waiting for you to be.
You don't think guys will pretend to be your friend? Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think my mindset is so different because I don't know. Just when you've never done stuff like that or never picked up on anybody doing that to you before, it's just different to think like that people can just be plotting the whole time just to be with you.
You see, I don't think you read or I don't think you pick up on that aura, but there are people like that. There are a lot of people like that.
I think most guys are like that.
Because,
I'm not gonna
really?
I mean, my opinion is that if we were like friends from like preschool and we still friends now, that's a whole different story. Some people do fall in love, if they've been friends for 100 years. But sometimes I feel like the older you get, if you meet a guy friend, like Faith said, it's hard to tell if they're with you, if they're your friend because they want to be your friend, or if they have, other plans in mind. And I have a lot of single friends, like a lot of single girlfriends, and a lot of the guys that they were just like dating, like casually dating, a lot of them stayed around for months or weeks. And as soon as they got booty, they were out of there. And that's just how, not all men, but that's just how some men are. They want what they want, and when they get it, they go.
Men will pretend to be friends with you for years. They will hang around for years.
Is it pretending to be friends? Mm-hmm. Or is it just like being your friend for the time being, and then when you get to that space, you want more?
If I like you,
being there, because a lot of men, after you do the deed with them, they leave. So there's no time being. You are faking it.
Especially because a lot of times when they've been hanging around for that long, they're resentful. They've been watching you dating other people, and now they get their opportunity and they're like, all right, bye. Yeah. I do. Yeah, that it's a tricky one because I do kind of feel to an extent that they can't really be friends. That's why I say it's a different type of friendship. Like in the short time that I've known you, I can form a stronger bond. No offense, I love you, OT, but it's a different relationship. I can form a bond with you that I wouldn't be able to form with my male. I just, you know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want to encourage certain feelings, or there has to be different boundaries there.
But let's talk a little bit more about how your opposite sex friendships affect your relationships. So this is not like a scenario, but it's like a what if type of situation. So even if it didn't happen to you, just imagine it happened to you and let me know what you would do, how you feel. So have y'all ever been in a situation where either you were uncomfortable with your boyfriend's girlfriend, or your boyfriend was uncomfortable with your guy friend, to the point where they were like, yo, drop them, dead the relationship? How would you feel, and what would you do about it?
I mean, I don't know, because it's kind of hard. I've never really been in that situation, and I'm also the type of person, like, if I was in that situation where my boyfriend had, like, girlfriends, I wasn't really, you know, like, I'm going to say the F word. I wasn't really, like, mixing with, you know, I would address it with him, but at the end of the day, my relationship lies with my boyfriend. So how my boyfriend handles that situation will depend on how our relationship is being handled. You know what I mean? So if he kind of just tells me, you just in your head or whatever, yes, we're going to argue. But if he tries to explain it, you know, and says, but you're also being standoff, but this is happening, but that's happening, then it won't really affect my relationship.
Okay. I actually did a little research on this topic, and that was like, if your man's or your woman's ever tell you that you're crazy or you're just overthinking it, that's like a red flag.
Yeah. So that's how I feel. Like it all depends on your partner's communication with you, because that's where it can either go south. You know, like that's that. Yeah. And on the other side, like for me, I've never been in a relationship where someone had a problem with my best friend. But if I was in a relationship and that situation occurred, I'm sorry to say, but I wouldn't let go of my best friend, just because that's my best friend. Like, they've done so much for me. And it also depends on how long I've been dating this person.
If you wouldn't let go of your best friend, your partner was like, let go of them, or it's me or them, what you doing?
Well, then he chose for himself.
Okay.
He chose not to be with me.
I'm glad you guys are saying
for
this.
Me,
I haven't said anything.
Oh, I'm glad Kaya's saying this.
Anytime your partner gives you an ultimatum with your best friend that's been your friend for, like, let's say over 10 years, that means they're not trying hard for you. You know? So, I don't know. I might have to drop you at that point.
Okay. I like that answer.
It depends. I have been in a situation where I felt uncomfortable with his female friends, but it wasn't a female friend. So I've been in a situation where he's like, oh, that's my friend, that's the homie and I'm like, no, it's not.
Oh,
you're lying.
Was a male?
No, I'm saying
female?
Like it's a woman. He's saying that the girl is just a friend, but I was like, no, it's not. You know,
You confused me when you said female twice.
I think it depends on what I'm picking up. Like, I feel like I can be able to discern whether someone is actually just a platonic friend. There's boundaries there. I can see the relationship. And when there's something shady going on. If I feel uncomfortable because you're giving me a reason to feel uncomfortable, then it's a problem. Then I'm going to exit the relationship because... Yeah, so if I'm telling my partner, like, your friend is making me uncomfortable or whatever the case is, and he's just like, nah, you're crazy. Like, that's just a friend...
Red flag.
Yeah, you are completely disregarding how I'm feeling, and that's not okay. And then it's also going to even make me more suspicious because I also think you're not an idiot. If a guy tells me, oh, that male friend, he actually has feelings for you, first of all, I already will know that. Like, let's just be honest here. Let's not stop pretending like we don't know when our friends like us. We know. So yeah, I would just, and if my partner was like, I'm uncomfortable with that, I would assess the situation and be like, yeah, I think he does have, let me back off from that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
be reasonable. Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're saying, just because like Kaya just said earlier that I don't pick up on hints. So sometimes people don't pick up on hints that people have feelings for them.
Yeah. I've never been in that. I feel like I will always know. Like,
if I pick up a hint, then I would step back. But if I believe in my heart and soul that there's no like feelings for each other but just being friends, then I'm gonna have to let my partner go.
But also, you have to. If he can explain what it is about the relationship that's making him uncomfortable. Is it the way we're interacting? Mm-hmm. Is it, you know what I'm saying? Then it can be addressed. But mm-hmm. don't just tell me I don't like him. Stop talking to him.
But in most cases, it's just gonna be I don't like him.
Not if you're an adult. You need to be able to express yourself. You need to be able to tell me what is about the relationship that's making you uncomfortable. If you can't express that to me, you give me a reason. I'm supposed to just drop my friends because you don't like them.
Yeah.
You have to be able to explain yourself. You're a grown man. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay. And another thing about the hint thing, I just want to talk about the hint thing. Me and my current boyfriend now, I did not pick up on no hints. I honestly thought he hated me, to be honest. Well, not hated me. I thought he just did not like me like that at all. Like, even like, you know. But yeah, I'm just sucky with hints. But whatever. I've been in a situation like that before. Let me read my question because I don't forget my own question. I've been in a situation like that before, where, you know, I told you I was a really jealous person. So the communication just wasn't there, and I feel like there should be a little bit of boundaries between your you know, your girlfriend and, you know, your girlfriend. So in that sense, I'm saying like everything that I have access to, she shouldn't have access to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a situation where, I hope they don't watch this podcast because they gonna know what I'm talking about.
Let them watch it. I hope you watching.
Shawty was upset at like 12 or 1 or 2 in the morning. I woke up. This man was gone. I'm like, calling. Like, where the hell are you at? You know, like, where are you? Like, and I didn't get no call back, no text until he came back. And then the next morning, he told me the situation. Mm-mm. And it was situations like that was occurring multiple times. You know what I'm saying?
They were doing it nasty.
Yeah, because there's absolutely no reason why he didn't contact you back.
She had problems. So, like,
was she in the hospital? Was she bleeding?
I don't want to say too much, but she had
was she in a
problems
car
in
accident?
Stuff was happening in her life, and she needed a shoulder to lean.
No, ma'am.
Like, there was absolutely no reason why.
No, ma'am. That man told you she had problems with the head.
I'm not saying situations like that had happened. Like, situations where he was leaving late at night happen all the time. I'm just saying, like, the access I had to him was the access. Not even she just had, like, a lot of his friends. Like, a lot of his friends in the beginning I didn't even like, but then some of them we became like really close friends at the end. But, you know, it's just like, I don't know. I wasn't able to pick up on red flags in the past. So I was like, I brought it up, and, you know, I was upset about it, and I was like, drop the friendship, but he didn't do it, and I still stayed like an idiot. So I would say if you're in a relationship like that or a situation like that, leave.
If she has head problem,
bro, no, like mental problems. I didn't want to say mental.
Yeah,
yeah, no. And let me tell you one thing about men is a man can definitely, men know how to feed a woman what they want to hear.
Yes.
They'll
knock you off your feet if you allow them to.
Well, good thing I'm not in a situation like that anymore, so.
But I also feel like,
I mean, you have to learn from that too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not bad to cut you off, Faith, but
go ahead.
That's how I really learned and grown as a woman, just learning from my mistakes.
Yeah, and that's good.
Of course,
you have to learn.
You have to. Well, what was the next question? I want to know.
Well, the next question is, do you think there should be a limit on how many woman friends your man should have, and would you feel some type of way if your man hung out with his woman friends more than his guy friends or his man friends?
That's my questions. There's no limit. I'm not gonna be like, you're only allowed to have 3 friends.
1.5. Right.
But okay, what about like 20?
Well, for me, it depends on the person. If I know like my partner's really extroverted. He just knows a lot of people. He has a lot of friends. Like it really depends on the person, what I'm seeing, what's going on. Like there's no limit to how many friends that you can have. I think it just comes down to what is the interaction, what's really going on
so
here.
no one really has 20 close friends, you know.
Because and you know what?
15.
And I feel like a big reason why I've never experienced, like in my relationships, I've never had my partner feel jealous of like my male friends because of the boundaries that I have. You're never going to be suspicious because I'm very transparent where that's concerned. If we're hanging out in groups. I'm not hanging out with him alone. And that's just what...
Your guy friend?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, that's it. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's how I feel. Why you say that?
I don't know. I never, like, I'm not even gonna lie. I had really one close guy friend really my whole life, to be honest. I had like a lot of guy friends, but I only had one close guy friend that no matter what relationship I'm in, I never switched up the way I interact with him just because, like, I don't know. I think people see me as a very loyal person. I'm not even gonna lie, because I've never had a situation like that.
Sorry for cutting you off.
It's okay.
I don't think it's about that. I think in your situation, you might not think that you set boundaries, but because I know your guy friend, I think he's set boundaries, and I don't think you've realized that he's set boundaries.
He acts the same way.
But that's because you think so, but I don't think you realize that he set boundaries, and because of his boundaries, your now boyfriend can see that he's cool because he sees that he's respected your relationship, hence they have their own relationship. So I think you don't see it because you're just the girlfriend, you know. But I definitely think your guy friend has, and no one is saying you wake up and be like, okay, so now they're serious, let me write down a list of boundaries. Like it just naturally happens.
And I think again a lot of this comes down to discernment. Like even though I say, you know, there's no hanging out alone or whatever, it's like it may not be that rigid. Like if it, you know what I'm saying, like you have to be able to discern. There really is no funny business here. There, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of just feel it when something is real, or I don't know. I do think that there has to be boundaries though. Like,
and it depends on your friendship with that guy best friend, because like if Faith and Kenny went to Linux together, I would feel nothing towards that. Like, you know, because I know the type of person Faith is, and I know the type of person Kenny is. If you and your guy best friend, I don't know if he wants his name to be said,
Sebastian.
if you and Sebastian go shopping together, OT is not going to feel anything towards it, you know, because Trey, sorry, Sebastian, I have to say your name now, because Trey has set those boundaries. OT's comfortable with you guys doing that, so it's.
And I think it's also because we're involved in each other's relationships. Like we are. I know you. We've formed a relationship. You've been around all of us. Same thing with where, you know what I'm saying. As opposed to y'all have this relationship out there. I don't really know that person.
But that's why the boundaries are so important, and the communication is so important, because once your best friend becomes not like extremely close, but once your best friend and your partner can form a relationship, it makes everything so much easier.
Yeah.
What situation were you feel uncomfortable? Would you feel uncomfortable in?
If I wasn't friends with the person that you're friends with?
No, like the situation she just told us with the mall thing. What situation? What would be the opposite of that situation?
If I barely knew the girl.
No, what would be if they're close, if they're still close, what would be the opposite of the situation where you feel comfortable? What situation would make you feel uncomfortable?
If I did, the only time I would feel uncomfortable is if I didn't really know that person. Okay,
so if you know the person, you don't mind them doing anything.
No.
Okay, so that's like where are the boundaries at that y'all was talking about?
What do you mean?
Like y'all were talking about how you want your best friend or your girlfriend to have boundaries. But you just said you would feel comfortable with them doing anything.
Not anything.
Yeah, not like shopping is different. If I didn't know you, if I didn't know Faith and she went with Kenny, I would feel some type of way about it because I didn't know her. But I know her, so I wouldn't feel any kind of way about it. You know what I mean?
Oh, so a scenario that would make me feel uncomfortable would be doing things that, like private, intimate things like dates, like going to a restaurant together, hanging out late at night in the car by yourself, talking talking on the phone late at night, all those things.
Going out to a restaurant together?
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. You're basically going on a date.
I wouldn't mind if you.
I would.
Any time of the day? I mean, I get late at night, but like, what about lunch or something?
What are y'all talking about? That we can't talk together in a group?
I
don't know.
That's his friend. You don't know the same conversations. The conversation they have may be different than the conversations y'all have.
Yeah, I just don't think it's smart. I just don't think it's wise. Why am I going out with you? I wouldn't do that with Kenny. Why am I having dinner with Kenny by myself and lunch with Kenny? What do we have?
Not dinner, lunch.
Well, I don't care if it's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Why are we
10 a.m.
sitting?
is a little bit intimate. 1 o'clock
11
to
o'clock.
3 o'clock.
I don't care if it's 1 o'clock in the morning till 1 p.m. in the evening. Why are we having lunch together? We don't need to do that.
I don't mind. I feel like if you don't tell me, it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if you don't tell me, it becomes weird, and that's why I'm saying boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, communication boundaries. If you don't tell me, it's gonna be a little bit weird. Also, it still remains weird if I don't know the person.
Yeah.
But if you went to lunch with Kenny,
it'd probably be weird because I don't know Kenny like that.
okay.
But if we grew a relationship,
I know you though, and
bond,
Kenny knows you, and
yeah.
OT knows Kenny. You know, so it wouldn't be. I mean, it would be weird because you don't really know each other like that. But still, I still wouldn't.
Maybe
think
we're planning
anything.
something for Kaya secretly.
You know,
The reason why I say I wouldn't like it is because I just don't think it's wise to keep putting yourself in positions to have feelings develop. That's why I wouldn't do it. Let's just
feelings
avoid,
develop like.
Why would I keep putting myself in those situations? Even
What do you mean, like develop angrily between the relationship, or like love between
like
the
love.
relationship?
yes,
Yeah,
if
like-
I keep hanging out with you, we're sitting in the car chatting, I'm going to lunch dates with you, you're confiding in me about certain things, it's easy for those type of feelings to start happening. Whether it's on
not
one,
easy if you. Oh, well, let me see. We're different people, so I don't want to say it's not easy. But for me, it's not easy if we've had a relationship for umpteen years. And I ain't feel nothing in them umpteen years, and now I got a boyfriend, and we still doing the same
you may
thing.
not, but what about the other person? What if the other person already had feelings for you?
Then that's their fault.
But that's what I'm saying. So then why would you keep?
Because I don't know
that situation.
If I don't know they have feelings for me, how will I know to avoid the situation? I just think we.
You don't have to know. That's why I'm saying I don't know for sure, but I just don't think it's wise to keep doing that, especially if I know it. Well, how does that help my relationship? It's not helping in any sort of way that you're going out having lunch dates with these girls by themselves. I'm going out hanging out with my guy best. It's not. I just don't think it's smart, and I would just avoid it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go down that route. I'm not saying we'll stop being friends, but the relationship's going to be different. It is what it is.
my biggest thing is just boundaries. Honestly, like
Is what?
boundaries. Like if you went to lunch with your best friend and I also knew your best friend and we had some kind of relationship, I wouldn't think anything of it because that's your best friend. Like you would call Trey and say, Trey, I really need to speak to you about this matter and you guys can go get lunch. And all there is to that is just you confiding in Trey because he knows all your business and he's your best friend, So I wouldn't think anything of it. If I didn't know your best friend, yes, I would think something of it. Or if I felt that your best friend has some kind of romantic feelings towards you, then I would also feel something towards it. But outside of it, I wouldn't really think anything of it.
Okay. I think the three main biggest whatever things is boundaries, communication, and trust. If you don't have, boundaries, I know I was saying earlier that, I'm going to keep the relationship the same. If you don't already have boundaries within that friendship, then of course you're going to have to create boundaries when you get in a relationship. But if you already have boundaries within that friendship.
That is my boundary. No lunch dates.
No lunch dates with your
And
friend
that's
when you're
fair. Yeah, that's
those
fair
are my
for you.
when you're not
boundaries
dating
that
anybody.
No, when I am in if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going out with my guy friends alone, and vice versa. I don't want you. That's not comfortable. It's not smart. Like it's just you can't be moving like that when you're in a relationship. For me,
Yeah,
I'm not.
I
okay
totally
with
understand it. Yeah. Everybody's to each his. What is it? To each his own.
yeah.
To each his own. So like, I just feel like when you get in a relationship, I don't know. I don't want my man's to stop his. What is it? Life? I don't know. Individual life, whatever. I just don't want him to like just think that, you have to be with me and me alone, because in the beginning, I'm not even gonna lie. In the beginning of my current relationship, I felt like I was doing that to him. I was like, no, I don't want you to go out with them and even with the guy friends or whatever. So, now I just realize that like, damn, like I I don't want him to be antisocial. That's one of the things I liked about him. He's so social, you know?
Yeah.
So I was just like, hey, you want to go out with your girlfriends? You want to go out with your guy friends? Go. But, you know, just communicate with me and let me know. Like, I need to know, like, at least a week in advance if y'all going to plan something.
Okay, go.
At least a week. So I can prepare myself. And maybe I can have plans with my friends or
I
something.
don't know about a week now, but okay.
A week or 4 days.
Is that all your questions?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, okay.
How do you guys feel about... We'll just keep the boys, right? Because we're girls. How do you guys feel about your boyfriend having friends that don't have girlfriends?
Having friends.
So basically, how do you feel about your
know what
boy?
you're
Yeah,
saying.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do you
Single
feel
friends.
about your
Oh,
boyfriend
your boyfriend having
a
single
whole bunch of
girlfriends?
single guy friends? Not
Oh,
even the
single
girl,
guy
single guy
friends.
friends.
That makes me more nervous than him having single
Girlfriends,
girlfriends.
me
Yeah,
too.
because their mindset
It's
is
very different.
It depends
get
on,
to the-
for me, it depends on the guys. Because not all
That is
single
also
Okay, yeah,
true.
that is true.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is also true.
If I know
because-
you, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if I know that your friends are immature, they're out here wilding, they're players, they're going out to the clubs every night looking for women, I'm gonna be like, these are your friends?
Yeah.
These are the people that you hang out, because birds of a feather flock together.
Yep, that's true.
So-
because I feel like if, like you were saying, if they're immature and stuff, it makes it very, very hard for them to respect your relationship. And it also makes it very hard for them to respect your partner. Because they put these ideas in your head that your partner's needy or whiny or so. I think that's more of a big deal to me than having female single friends.
That's a big thing too.
Yeah.
When I meet someone and I meet your friends, I'm gonna assume like, yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
You're like them because
Because
those are your. Why
when
are
you
they
were
so
single,
close to
you
you?
were moving like them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like guys are easily influenced by other guys. Like, you know, a woman
I
can
think the
come
same
up on you
as all
and be
people.
like, yeah, I want to get with you. You can be like, but your guy be like, hey, yo, catch this dance. You can be like,
Yeah, but
she said. But at the same time, it's again, it's about trust. The one of my 3 things: boundaries, trust, and communication. That's gonna be my thing for this episode. Boundary, trust, communication. It's about one of those being trust. Like if you gotta trust your man, and then if it really
think
feels some
that's a
type of
thing of
way,
trust,
it is trust. Because like if you hanging out with your man friends and
Yeah, but why are all your friends like that? Are all of your friends ratchet? No, because you're not.
There
ratchet.
goes the ratchet
Are all
police.
of your friends?
right.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
I have
are
some ratchet friends.
that's saying that the people, the 5 or 3 people closest to you are a reflection of who you are. That's true. You're
It's not true though.
What? Why
My
would
friends,
I be hanging
none of
out-
my friends are a reflection of me. I can tell you this, that well, except for y'all, because y'all different.
You
But-
hang out with people that you have absolutely nothing in common with. That
Yeah,
you,
because-
you don't agree with any of the things that they feel,
Okay,
say,
that's
do.
different. If
That's
you-
what I'm saying.
But like, I have friends who are the complete opposite of me.
I'm not talking about personality. Kaya and I have different personalities, but at the end of the day, there are some commonalities. You don't bond with people that you have absolutely nothing in
I
common
mean, I
with.
got some Republican friends. I know.
Yeah, but
I don't agree with the Republicans. What do you mean, like opposite? Like
the things that form that bonds
Friendships,
people together are commonalities. It's the same thing in relationships. It's the things you bond over, the things that you have in common.
I have a homophobic friend. Well, I'm so confused. Like these are my opposites. Like
Think of your closest, the friends that you are closest with, the top 3 people that you are the
one
closest
of my friends is an
with.
atheist.
The top 3
One
people.
of the top 3 is an atheist.
I
Yes,
don't think
but-
it's necessarily like really. I think what Faith is trying to say is that you guys are a lot like you guys are the same.
Oh, similar.
Yes.
But she said not personality though.
But not necessarily like your religion or
Right,
your
every
political
single thing is the
beliefs.
same.
You know, but like there's just certain things that you would and wouldn't do. I kind of agree with you. Like not. I do also believe I agree with both of you guys. Like
That's why you're in the middle.
yeah. I agree with both of you guys. Like, yes, to a certain extent, your 3 best friends is not gonna be exactly like you, but at the same time, your closest friends are a reflection of who you are.
Have you ever outgrown a friendship? You felt like, oh, we were so close, and then I outgrew this person.
I'm just sometimes
Nia
no.
is just so nice.
I've outgrown friendships, but that was because I feel like it wasn't even like I outgrown them. It was just like I didn't want to put any more effort into the
Yeah,
the
that's
friendship.
because you're outgrowing them. because you
Why
had no
did-
interests.
Why did you not want to put effort anymore?
Because of, what is it called? What is a friendship called? Proximity friendship. We were no longer in the same proximity.
So
That's
you've
the
never.
same thing. It's still kind of the same thing that what Faith is trying to say to you. Like,
Yeah, my
friendship.
point was like that because you were like kind of arguing against your closest friends being a reflection of who you are. There's definitely truth into that. You're not going to have people close to you in your proximity, especially because the people that you keep closest to you, if that is the case, then you definitely have to reevaluate your friendships because the people you have closest to you affect you in great ways. So if you have people around you with bad mindsets or that you don't agree with, then you shouldn't do that.
I don't know, like, I don't really, like, stuff will affect me for like one day.
You're not
I'll
the
cry
exception
about
to the
it.
rule,
No, I
Mia.
promise
This
you,
is
I will
a
cry
human-
about it.
This is a human
I'll
thing.
cry about it for one day and I'll drop it. I don't really try to let people affect me because I've been in like in the past, probably for like a year, I've let people affect me and I saw how it like was, how it hurt my spirit and stuff like that. So like when people, I don't really like people affect me anymore. Like,
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the friendship that
or
we
shape
form-
me. Probably y'all shape me a little bit.
But that's what
in
I'm
a positive
saying.
way.
If that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you guys had been lazy and unmotivated, this would have never happened. I would have
Yeah.
been like, I gotta go because this is not helping me. That's what I'm saying. So the people that you have closest to you are a reflection of where you are. This friendship started because of where you are right now, because you're trying to go somewhere else. You're trying to accomplish things. So if you meet someone and all of their friends are bums and players, that's a reflection of his mindset.
Yeah.
So it does tell you something about that person.
and she's
I know
not
what you mean.
necessarily saying that it's like a full reflection of who you are, because yes, to a certain extent people are still gonna be different, but when that person is pulled away from that situation, they become different. But when they back in that situation with those friends, those behaviors and that same paintbrush gets picked up again. So that's
Okay.
basically what Faith is trying
And I
to
still
say.
think
I
it
get what
gives
you're
you a
saying.
reason to kind of question, like, why are these people your friends? Why are you hanging out with these types of people?
Yeah.
Especially if you're trying to accomplish things or go in a different direction. Those friends are pulling you down. And also, if a guy meets me and all of my friends are all thoughts, and we're going out to Miami while he's gonna be like,
Exactly.
he's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, these are your friends. These are the people. He's gonna be looking at me like, what are you doing when you're with them and I'm not there?
Yeah.
So that's what. So yes.
Yeah.
To answer your question 20 minutes ago.
30 hours ago.
Okay, yeah, I do understand because I ain't gonna lie, I don't surround myself with bad people or people that I wouldn't want to be anything like, you know. Trying to remember her
But
question.
yeah, that was basically my question. Like, sometimes I feel like it's just better to keep friends that we are kind of like in the same ocean or the same boat. You know, like if Faith
same
Faith
ocean.
had a baby right now, it needs to be in a point where in the next year or two we start having babies. You know what I mean? Just because I just not necessarily.
Wait a minute.
Not
I kinda know what
necessarily-
you're
but-
saying.
Not necessarily babies, but like if Faith got married right now, you know, we need to be in relationships where we are gonna be catching up to Faith in the next 2 minutes, 2 years. Do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying in the sense of like when something.
Same mindset.
Yeah, it's difficult when you are in like a committed, serious relationship and all of your friends are single and they're living a different type of lifestyle.
Wilding out.
Some people are like all of their friends are married, but they still single.
That's me right now.
Oh,
literally.
Okay.
That's okay.
I'm not upset about
Oh,
it.
okay. Your face changed.
No, I'm not upset about it.
That's okay.
I don't
Not
know.
necessarily married, but in
Trust
serious
me, I'm not
relationship.
upset about it because people be marrying anybody. I'm not upset about
That
it.
is
That don't mean nothing.
Would you expect your man? Would you want or expect your man to not be friends with them anymore?
No,
No,
Okay.
no.
but he needs to set boundaries, and
What, like what?
if they
Not hang out with
overstep, no, not to hang out with it. He needs to not, like Faith was saying, putting yourself in positions that can lead to disasters. He
Like
needs
going
to
to-
not put himself in positions that can lead to disasters.
like going?
You know what I mean? Like if I have a party and Kenny's friends are like, oh, are there gonna be H's there? And not even me. Like if they go to a party and his friend says to him, "Oh, Kenny, oh my goodness, there's gonna be so many H's there."
H's.
Kenny must be like, okay, but it mustn't be a situation where it's like, "Oh, really?" You know what I mean? Like, and even if he goes, if someone approaches him, he should be like, I'm not saying he should be like, "No, girl, I have a girlfriend," you know, but
nah, you gotta do that.
If I'm not married, you're not at a club.
He doesn't have to be like that. But at the end of the day, he needs to be like, I am in a relationship. If they have a conversation, he does need to bring up the fact that he is in a relationship, because as women, if you don't bring that up, she's gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, look at it."
Why are you in the club in the first place? That's just all I want to say.
You're allowed to have a social life.
You're allowed to have a social life, Faith.
You can't be in a club.
You can have a social life, but what do people go to the club to do? You're not a dancer. Are you Chris Brown? You in there?
I always go to the club to dance.
Yeah, but
we went to the club.
But that's different. That's what I'm saying. It depends on what you are going there for.
So you think guys can go to the club and just dance?
If your friends are going, listen. If you know that, is he going there to look for women?
But his friends are going there
to look for women. So what the heck are you doing?
I'm not even gonna lie.
To socialize?
Her man and my man.
No, come on.
They be turning up at the club.
I'm saying. They be like,
but you're dating someone that likes dancing.
I am dating someone that likes drinking. You just want to get drunk and do this white boy dance.
It does depend on the person. For me, I wouldn't like it.
Okay.
I wouldn't like it.
And that's fair. That's fair.
Especially if we're married. We're married. Your butt's not in the club.
My man, he just wanna go to the club and get drunk and pull out all his white boy dance moves and walk around in a straight line with his friends.
Yeah, sometimes my man want to go. He want to hang out with his friends at the club, and he invites me, and I don't want to go. Do you expect him to say, "Okay, I'm not going no more since you don't want to go"?
That's your relationship. I'm talking about my relationship.
I'm not saying my man.
If I'm married, I'm not going to the club. You're not going to the club. What the heck is in the club?
Nope, that's not.
I'm also just not a clubber though. Like it's not that. It's not
You're
that
not
deep.
A clubber?
No, I like
dancing.
We
should have taken
I like video clip.
No, I like dancing or whatever. I'll go out to dance, but I'm not in the club every weekend. I'm not a partier, and I don't want someone that's like that either.
Yeah, but some people prefer going to clubs to dance.
No, I mean, but she's
my boyfriend is a dancer, then I can understand that. But if you're not a dancer, what the heck are you doing in the club? What are you doing?
It's just going to catch
men go to the club to prowl. You're not unless you're dancing. What are you doing? You know darn well you're not doing anything.
You're just vibing, man. Vibing with a drink in your hand.
Vibe with
a house party is something that you don't go to.
A house party to me is worse.
Yeah, a house party. You don't go to no house party.
First of all,
what are you going to a house party
for? We are at the house party, so ain't nothing. We're there together.
They got that man on the leash. He's like, "Come on, buddy."
It's not even a leash. It's just. I don't feel like that's a leash. I feel like that's just wisdom. Why are you in the club? What are you doing? Like, that's just not smart to me.
That man's gonna say, "Free
me." You guys would, okay, wait, let me ask you this. You guys would go to the strip club with your man?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are different people. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but I wouldn't let my man go to a strip club alone.
I would let him go alone.
I would.
That's what I'm saying. No, so I'm saying we're different people. That's absolutely not.
You wouldn't go to it with him?
I'm not going. You're not going. You're not going with your friends.
You would never want to go to a strip club?
Ugh.
Whoa.
No.
That's a profession.
I don't care what it is. Whoa. It's depressing. I'm not going.
People are expressing their dancing abilities. You know how hard it is getting that pole?
Dancing abilities. Absolutely.
It's hard to get in that pole. Let's go to a.
Okay, I don't want to try to get on a pole in a strip club.
No, not in a strip club. This is a pole dancing class.
Let me tell you why I feel this way. I don't believe if you want a monogamous relationship, you don't feed into lust. You don't do things that are going to feed into lust. Going to strip clubs, going to clubs, watching pornography, those things create a bigger sexual appetite in a person. So the idea that I have to take my man to the strip club, let my man go to the strip club, have threesomes, do these things to curb. No, but I'm saying there are some women who feel that way. I'll have these threesomes with my man to curb his sexual appetite, thinking that'll stop him from cheating, but you're really just making it that much harder for him to be faithful. And the reason why I wouldn't want my man prowling around in the club, because what is happening in the club? The environment is not conducive to having a monogamous relationship. You're putting yourselves in situations to lust. So that's why I would say I would avoid that situation.
I don't know, but if you
Yeah, our
can,
mindsets are
get
different.
lost in
Yes,
a grocery store.
In at your job or work wise.
Yes, but you
At
don't.
church.
Yes, but you don't go to the grocery store with that intention. The intention in a strip club, the intention in a club is that. Yes, it can happen anywhere, but that doesn't mean just because I could slip and fall. That's a
I don't know.
Your
That's a
mindset is
non-argument.
really your
Yeah.
mindset is interesting.
Yeah. Not going to the club with the intentions of lasting.
You're not a man.
We need to get a man's
men-
opinion.
But I mean, and look, I'm not saying I'm in the I'm not in a perfect relationship, but I know that Kenny is not going to the club with the last mindset. And I'm not dating OT, but I also know OT is not going to the club with a lastful mindset. I also know that Trey's not
It's
going
not
to the
about
club
what
with a
you're.
lastful mindset.
I'm not
I
saying
don't
that
know.
you're going there with that mindset. I'm not saying you're going there with that mindset. You may be like, oh, I'm just going to dance. But the point is, you are going in an environment where that's the vibe there.
Yeah,
that's what's going on.
I understand, like other people are lustful over there.
Yeah, and
but it is in my control whether I will lust or not lust.
But if I'm on a diet, why would I stock my house with
Diet.
snacks and donuts and a whole bunch of stuff and say, oh, I'm just going to use my willpower. I'm just going to not
But
eat
you
it.
don't live alone.
But
What if you're married and you don't live alone?
But that
and you have a husband.
No, the point is, I'm not going to set myself up for failure by putting myself in the environment.
So girl,
That's
you
what
don't
I'm
trust
saying.
yourself.
It's not about trusting myself. It's about being wise. It's about using. I'm a
no.
human being, and
reason-
it's not about me. First of all, men and women are different. They're more inclined to spread their seed. They want to look. They want to. You know
Not
what
Nick
I'm saying?
Cannon.
You know
Not
what I'm
Nick
saying? So
Cannon.
yes. So being faithful for a man will take that type of discipline. It's
I feel
going
like we
to
need
take.
to get their side. We need to get a man's opinion.
OT, come here, OT.
Oh my gosh. Grab the chair. Oh my gosh. First person.
I don't know. This is just like I also need to get a man's opinion.
You want to share your mic with him?
Yeah, I'll share my mic with you.
Okay.
Guys, this is Nia's boyfriend.
Well, you gotta move over to the side a little bit so he won't catch my mic.
Hey guys,
Oh, we gotta
OT,
cut all
what is
that
your
sound out.
opinion?
I believe that I know for me especially that my friends are single. Majority of my friends are single besides Kenny, and it's crazy because I was just talking to them yesterday. I was like, I feel like it's two sides to it because I enjoy like hanging out with my friends, and I also understand that they're single, so they want to do things that single guys do, which is like go to the club, go party, and things like this. And I don't mind doing that because I know, like me, for instance, like I was just never that type of guy. Like first of all, I never like going to clubs at first, but even when I'm in that environment, it's like I'm not trying to like hop down on women at every chance that I get because that's just not me. So like I can be in that environment and still not like be influenced by like my friends or like the lustfulness of a club because that's just not me. Like I've been to the strip clubs with my friends, like on their birthdays. I hate strip clubs, but I'm still gonna go. And it's not like just because you put me in that environment that I will be more prone to like, going into those behaviors because that's just me. Like you know what Faith was saying last week. Like the flesh is weak, not mine.
We
No, but
might
like that, but it's just different. I feel like. I mean, it just really depends on your partner because, again, I do understand your faith because I was telling my friends yesterday, like, why do we always have to go somewhere, like, to the club? Like, why can't we just, like, why we always got to start, like, our, like festivities at 11 o'clock? Like, why can't we go somewhere earlier, do something, like, chill, like, go to Put Shack or something? Why does it always have to be some, like, some club type thing or some party? Like, I mean, I get both sides of it, but it really just depends on the person, like, if you like trust that man, like, because I just know like me, like in that position or like in that situation, like I'm not that type of person.
It's different because you're not a clubber.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody that's like, we go into the club, we out at the parties. You don't really club. So the one time that you go, who cares? That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was about to say we might need to get an opinion. We need to get an opinion of somebody who doesn't like it. And an opinion of somebody who is in the club.
Well, who cares about the person in the club? Because we're not in a relationship. I'm talking
Just to see what their mindset is like. Just to see if their mindset is the mindset that you're saying their mindset is like. Cause
What do you mean?
Like, you're saying like, oh, the intention of going to the club is to get some bud and get some dances and stuff. But
I'm saying, why do men go to the club, OT? Come on.
I mean,
what is the vibe in a strip club?
Okay,
It's a
no,
sexual place.
we're talking about a regular club,
I'm,
I thought.
But I'm saying, no, my point was, I wouldn't want, if we want a monogamous relationship, you don't do things that are going to feed into lust and make it harder for you to be faithful. It's already, like you said, you could go to Trader Joe's and meet a woman. So why make it harder by going to the strip club?
I think
that's what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think it all depends on how you view the mindset of men, because not all men are like that. Some men go to the strip club because they want to.
It's entertainment.
Honestly, and it's just a place that they want to chill with the boys. Literally throw some money. Like, yeah, so some people just go to the club to chill because they know, like, they can get away from their problems at home. No one's going to talk to them. They could drink, have a good time, chill with the boys, like, talk in an environment where, like, they have no responsibilities. So, like, not everyone's going into a club where they think it's like, oh, yeah, we about to hop down on these women. We about to go home with somebody. Like, it really just depends on that person and, like, how you view the place that they're going to. Like, whether it's a club or a strip club, is just going to, you know, put your thoughts on to, like, what they could be doing there, like, what their intentions are. So, I mean, it differs. It differs from, like, person to person, but I mean, everyone's different. Like, I
just had a thought. In the same way earlier when we were saying your environment affects you, the people that you hang out with affects you, that's why I wouldn't want it to happen. For my relationship, I just don't think the environments that you go into, the people that you're hanging around, that's going to have an effect on you and your mindset. You may have the best of intentions. You may not view the club or be going there for that reason, but I would avoid those situations because you're setting yourself up for something in the future. So that's why for my relationship, I just wouldn't want that, you know.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it depends on, like, if a person is, you believe that people are prone to, like, those behaviors if they're around it that much. But it really just depends on the person if, like, you know how you said, like, if the flesh is weak or not. Because, like, as y'all can attest to, like, I was around people who drink, and I never drank in my life. And I was around it every day, like, every time we went out, and they were offering it. And still, I never drank, never smoked, none of that. And it just really depends on the person, like.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like in your situation where you were saying that, what did you say again? When you were saying, like, it depends, like, the people that you're around, like, can affect your thought train or whatever. I also feel like, you say that you don't want to put yourself in a relationship where, you know, your person goes to the club or they do this or they do that. But I also feel like if you choose a person that, even though they are put in difficult situations, doesn't fold in those situations, I think that's more of what you need to be looking for. Not necessarily the person that says, oh, I don't want to go to the club.
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of character. Having discipline is a part of character.
It's not about being with someone that doesn't want to go to the club or doesn't like the club. It's more about the person that can, if they put into certain situations, even outside of the club, if they put in certain situations where there is temptation, they can carry themselves out of those situations without having to deal with any of the temptations.
But why go there in the first place?
Yeah, I think she's saying, like, she wants a man who can fight temptations or whatever, but she also doesn't want them to put her in that situation because she's not comfortable with it.
But that's why I'm saying, if there is ever a situation, I mean, sometimes you, like we were saying, that can happen at the grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I said, even erase the whole club scene and the whole strip club scene. Even if you go to the grocery store and someone hits on you at the grocery store, if you can take yourself out of that situation and excuse it, that's for me, that's more the type of person I'm looking for. I don't really care if you go to the strip club. If you can avoid difficult situations like that by taking yourself out of that situation, even when faced with that situation, that's the most important part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of a given for me.
Going into the relationship, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but going into the relationship, you're expecting that already, you know what I'm saying? But her point is, she doesn't even want them to entertain.
Yes.
But that's the point I'm trying to make right now.
But you're saying, like, I'm not saying entertain women and lust. She doesn't want him to entertain the facility of a club or a strip club.
But that's why I said outside, erase the whole, like, we already passed the whole club thing. I'm saying in general, you just need to be with someone that can carry themselves away from temptation.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given.
You know, like, even if they were faced with a club scenario, they need to be able to be like, no. You know, they need to be strong enough to say no.
No, I don't want to go to the club, or no.
Yeah, like, no, I don't want to go to the club, because I don't know, because Faith feels this way. You know, like that's more of what you need to be looking for, not necessarily the type of person that's like, oh no, you know, I don't want to go to the club. You know,
if I'm married to someone that doesn't want to go to the club, I feel like it's kind of a given already that he's going to be someone that is going to be. That what you're saying is kind of a given to me. Like that's just a character thing. Like
I think what she was trying to say is like faced with the situation. So say like he's on a boys trip, right? And it comes up that they're going to the club that night, right? So even if he were to go to the club that night with them, he wouldn't be, you know, given to do what those.
Yeah, but I feel like that's one and the same. That's not separate. But what I'm saying is that's not separate from what I'm saying. That's one and the same. If he's not going, of course. I'm saying what you're saying is kind of one and the same of what I'm saying.
It is, but it isn't. Because you saying that you don't want someone that wants to go to the strip club or the club at all. But that the boys trip was a good example. If you go on a boys trip, you cannot control what your partner does because those are not your plans, right? They're on a boys trip, they're gonna do whatever they want to. But if your partner goes to that strip club or to that club, he needs to, just like OT, he takes himself out of situations where he doesn't allow those.
Yeah, that's literally what I was saying. I'm saying that's why I wouldn't want you to do that because you're putting yourself. Yeah, you're literally just reiterating what I'm saying. Yes. How is that any different? What I'm saying? How is that?
I think we're seeing.
Yeah, how is that different from what I'm saying? You are avoiding the situation. That's the point.
What you're saying, and your point too, is like. He would never get into that situation,
yes,
right?
That's what I'm saying.
But I think to her point is she would want you to focus more on a person who like doesn't have to not just have those same values of, oh, I don't like clubs. Oh, I don't like strip clubs. Oh, I don't drink, do all these things. But she would rather have like you put more emphasis on the person like who may not do those things, but even if he were to get in that situation, he would still be himself. He would still not be prone to like those lustful things in the club.
To me. That's the same person. It's different. Like, how is that a different person?
Let me translate.
It's
different because you're saying you don't want somebody to go into that situation because you think they're going to do it. And that's your standard, and I understand that. But they're saying...
I never said, like, okay, if you have your friends have a birthday party and it's at the club. What? Okay, fine. I trust you. I know you go, whatever. But my point is, the same thing happened last week where it's like, I say one thing and you go to the extreme example of
earlier on when we were off camera, you said if you have a party, I don't want you to go. She said that. That is what you said. You said you wouldn't want your partner to go to the party at the strip club. Now you're saying
I wouldn't. Not the strip club. I said the club.
Different things.
If someone has a birthday party at the club, okay, I'm not going to be like no,
not the strip club.
But earlier you said you wouldn't.
But that was the strip club.
No,
what is the point?
We said the club. We said the club.
Okay, well. Okay, well, that's kind of beside the point. The point is...
Now you're contradicting yourself.
Oh my God, that's beside the point. The point is... Yes, all of that, yes. I want the person who has the character and the discipline, all of that. That's the point. Whether we get into all these little specific examples, the point is I want someone that has that character and that standard. You wouldn't put yourself in situations... to set yourself up for failure, blah, blah, blah. You'd say no if you got into yes to all of it.
But that's not saying it's more about the moral. It's more about the fact that your partner will remove himself
from... Kaya, all of it. Yes, I want that. I want the other thing. What
it took
I'm
us
not...
a whole conversation for Faith to get to this.
She don't want... she wants the morals and she don't want them to go to the
I feel like
club.
You're just adding something that I don't disagree with. No, you're adding something that is not in opposition to what I'm saying. What you're saying is kind of inevitable. I want someone with that character and discipline to walk away from a situation. Yes, that's not you're not disagreeing with me, is what I'm saying. You're literally, I agree with that, but that doesn't have anything to do with what we were saying before.
It does, because earlier on
but I agree with it. Do I want someone that can take themselves out of the situation? Yes, that's not a disagreement.
On you were saying you don't want someone that will ever put themselves in that situation.
I want someone that can take themselves out of the situation, have the character and the honesty to take yourself out of the situation, and I also want you to be wise enough not to put yourself in the situation in the first place. Both.
Okay, but for me, now maybe I'm talking about you, I'm talking about me. Now, for me, it's most important that even if faced with those situations, you are able to remove yourself. Now we're not talking about you.
So now we know everybody's standards. We know your standards. We know your standards.
We don't know.
We don't know mine because
they up in there.
They up in the air.
But yeah,
Ooh,
thank
this is
you.
gonna be hard to edit.
Thank
The
you
sound-
so much, OT, for
The
joining us
sound
on
would be
set.
crazy. Oh yeah, thank you for coming on here,
Yeah.
giving us your opinion.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And yeah.
I think it's a good time to wind down. This conversation seems like it should go a little more, like we should get more opinions, so we might, do a
another
IG
poll,
a poll, a IGTV, or not IGTV, IG Live, just to get like some feedback from the guys and the girls.
And the girls, yeah, not just the guys.
And this is our last episode, y'all. Last episode of the
Oh, it is.
season.
Yeah, I
And
forget.
if-
Oh, I'm gonna miss you guys. Oh man,
We're still going to, all right.
We're not gonna see each other every weekend.
If you guys didn't
Tragic.
notice, it would be crazy if you didn't notice, but this season was based off of relationships.
Yeah.
We tried to have like a consistent feel of
Theme.
theme
Yeah.
of the theme of the season. And I don't know what our next theme is going to be, but I hope it's as juicy as this one.
Yeah,
this is a good
and let
one.
us know if you guys have any
Suggestions.
on what our next theme should be. We try our best to keep it as juicy as possible. So as you can see. So yeah, let us know if you have any suggestions. And yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Oh, this girl was like, oh God, she didn't say. Let me say it.
Leave a rating if you're listening on Apple or Spotify.
Yeah.
And thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
Thank
End of
you
season.
so much. Yeah. It's over.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.